You've been lied to dot. They told you emotions make you human, but what they really do is make you weak, and if you keep listening to them, you'll stay trapped in a prison built from your own feelings. But you don't have to, because there's a switch inside you, one that, once flipped, turns your chaos into clarity and makes you unshakable. Look around. Everything you see was built by men who turned emotion into power, not by feeling, but by mastering what they felt. You are not here to be ruled by every flicker of doubt. You are here to rule yourself. Picture yourself standing in a storm. The wind howls, the rain lashes, but you don't move, because inside, you are made of iron. Detachment is not coldness. It's precision, the ability to act, not react, to lead, not chase. Ask yourself, who are you when nothing shakes you? You think you need motivation? No. You need discipline. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire that never dies. You wake up, not because you feel like it. You rise because you command yourself to. Like a general before battle, the world respects force. It bends to consistency. Emotion wavers. Discipline carves through time like a blade. Imagine this. You show up every day, quiet, focused, relentless. You don't announce. You demonstrate. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is a messenger. Most people run from it, but you walk toward it, like a soldier walks into the night. Because you understand something deeper. Pain reveals your limits, and if you study it, you find the map to surpass them. Each ache in your chest, each burn in your muscle is the sound of weakness dying. The man who seeks comfort dies slowly. The one who welcomes discomfort becomes invincible. Control your thoughts, or they will control you. Your mind is a battlefield. Every doubt, every fear, every lazy whisper is a soldier marching against your empire. But you are the king. You decide which thoughts get to live. You decide which ones burn. When a weak thought enters, starve it. No attention, no energy, no reaction. Just silence. Because silence is domination. Attachment is slavery. The more you cling, the more you bleed. To things, to people, to outcomes. Detachment is not about giving up. It's about letting go of what owns you. You still love. You still care. But you are not defined by anything outside of you. Imagine holding a sword, not a rope. A sword cuts. A rope pulls you down. Most people live sideways, always looking behind, always glancing ahead. But you walk forward, eyes fixed. Not because the path is easy, but because you burned the bridges behind you. There is no turning back, no retreat, only command. History favors those who act, not those who wait, not those who hesitate, and never those who beg. Silence is your weapon. You don't explain. You don't justify. You don't perform for the approval of weak men. You operate in the dark. You move like a shadow, because power doesn't yell. Power doesn't need to. Every time you resist the urge to speak, you sharpen the blade of your control. Imagine a lion, still, silent. But when it moves, the world trembles. Your time is currency, and every second spent chasing emotions is a second stolen from your empire. Emotions will scream, beg for attention, demand that you follow their chaos. But you do not chase chaos. You create order. You are not the flame. You are the furnace. Picture your future self, ruthless, clear, commanding. He did not get there by feeling. He got there by forging, and forging requires fire. Your past is a graveyard. Let the dead stay buried. Every mistake, every failure, every wound was tuition. You've already paid. Now. Collect the knowledge, burn the rest. You cannot drag your history and rise. You must cut, clean, fast, decisive. The present is your kingdom. The future is your conquest. Let the past rot. Power is not given. It is taken, and the first thing you must seize is yourself. Not the world, not the crowd, not their praise. You. Because once you own yourself, the world follows. This is part one. If you felt the fire rising inside you, then you are ready for part two. Most people live as slaves to craving, to distraction, to the endless need to be seen. But you sever the chains. The man who needs nothing cannot be broken. Imagine walking into any room, any storm, any conflict, and feeling nothing but clarity, because you are full from within. Because you are whole without noise. Power begins where need ends. Stop negotiating with your weakness. It has no voice here. Only commands exist. You don't ask yourself, should I? You say, I will. Discipline is not a feeling. It is a choice, a cold, sharp strike of will dot the moment you hesitate. You lose ground. The moment you rationalize, you fall. Picture a blade drawn clean, no tremble, no doubt. That's your standard. That's your edge. There is a war inside you, every moment. Between the man you are and the one you could become, most will surrender to comfort, to softness, to the illusion of safety. But you don't run from the fire. You become it. The man who walks through hell without flinching owns it. So ask yourself, are you the flame or the ash? Detached from the outcome? Fixate on the process. Outcome is noise. Process is power. You cannot control results, but you control effort. You control mindset. You control presence. When your focus narrows, your impact explodes. You don't rise by chasing. You rise by becoming. Let the result come to you. Like a mountain, still, silent, unmoving, yet impossible to ignore. Most talk, few build. Every word you speak that doesn't create destroys. Every complaint, every excuse, every idle story steals from your empire. Your words must serve your purpose or they serve your enemy. So train your tongue to be still, your mind to be sharp, your actions to speak, because when you move with purpose, the world listens in silence. Fear is the gate, and beyond it, everything you want. Not comfort, not ease, but dominion. Fear will never leave. But you are not here to be fearless. You are here to move anyway. Picture yourself staring down what terrifies you. You step forward, not because it feels good, but because you refuse to bow. And when you pass through it, you don't just gain what's behind the gate. You become the gatekeeper. Faith isn't belief. Faith is action in the absence of proof. The world may laugh. They may doubt. But your vision is not up for debate. You see it before they do, because you're building it before they can dot every rep, every early hour, every sacrifice is proof that you're already there. You don't ask for signs. You become one dot, and when the world finally notices, you won't need their applause, because you'll be too far ahead to hear it. The body is the first battlefield. Every time you skip the gym, every time you choose comfort food, you are choosing defeat, not because of what you eat, but because of what it means. Disrespect for your temple is disrespect for your mind. Picture a warrior. Would he allow weakness in his armor? Would he poison his own blood? You don't need to be perfect. You need to be at war with anything that softens you. Routine is your fortress. Wow. Others chase novelty. You build rhythm. You build order. Wake. Train. Think. Execute. Every day. Every hour. Like clockwork forged in steel. Discipline breeds freedom. Structure creates space. And repetition becomes revelation. You are not here to drift. You are here to direct. Now, breathe. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is power at rest. Stillness is where kings think, where warriors reset. But make no mistake, stillness is not sleep. It's charge. It's calculation. So when the silence comes, do not fear it. Enter it. Because in that silence, your next move is born. This concludes part 2. And if you're still with me, then you've already begun the transformation. The world wants you emotional. Why? Because emotional men are easy to manipulate. They react, they chase, they crumble. But you pause, you breathe, you calculate. Imagine standing in front of someone screaming in your face. Your pulse, calm, because you've trained your nervous system to serve you, not sabotage you. That is power. Stop waiting to feel ready. You never will. The path reveals itself after you take the first step. Every master began unprepared, but they moved. Anyway, you think you're not good enough, perfect. That means you're exactly where greatness begins. Start now, crush later, because waiting to feel ready is just fear wearing a mask. Your circle is your reflection. Look around. Are they building? Are they growing? Are they disciplining themselves? Or are they leaking their lives away in comfort and noise? You can't fly with anchors. You can't evolve among the stagnant. Your standard must be higher, even if that means walking alone, because a lone wolf on a mission is more dangerous than 1,000 sheep. Time is not passing. You are the candle. You are the flame. And with each second, you are burning. So burn with intention. Most drift until death. You direct. You give each hour a purpose, each breath a command, until every second becomes a brick in the empire you're building. Regret is louder than fear. That's why you must act before the fear wins. Picture your future self, looking back at the moment you're in right now. Will he thank you? Or will he curse your hesitation? The cost of inaction is a life unlived. So if your hands are trembling, good, that means it matters. Move anyway. No one is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your friends, not the system. And that's not depressing, that's liberation. Because once you accept full responsibility, you unlock full control. You stop blaming. You start building. And every victory from that moment on is yours. Truly, yours to earn. Not given. Comparison is poison. Every time you measure your path against someone else's, you abandon your own. You don't need their timeline. You need your focus. Stay in your lane. Sharpen your craft. Outgrow the noise. The oak tree does not envy the lightning. It just grows, slow, steady, unshakable. Repetition is not boring. It is sacred. Every master drilled the same moves thousands of times until they disappeared into instinct. The repetition you resist is the refinement you need. It is not about novelty. It is about depth. Depth in your work. Depth in your practice. Depth in your presence. You don't rise by doing more. You rise by doing better. Victory loves the patient. The world wants everything now. Instant wins. Quick fixes. Cheap dopamine. But you play the long game. You build brick by brick. Day by day. While others chase the flash, you forge the foundation. When their flame dies out, you're still burning. Now listen closely. All of this, the detachment, the control, the silence, the discipline, none of it means anything. Unless you move, you can think, you can plan, you can visualize forever. But until you act, you are still asleep. The time is now. This breath, this choice, this strike. Get up, move forward, and become what you were meant to be. This concludes part 3. If your spirit hasn't broken, then your mind is sharpening. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who commands them. A weak man becomes what he thinks. A powerful man chooses what to think. You feel anger, let it fuel you. You feel fear, let it forge you. But you never bow to the noise. Imagine standing before your own mind, holding a sword to its throat, and saying, "You serve me now." The enemy is comfort. It whispers, "You've done enough." It offers softness, distraction, ease. But every time you choose comfort over conquest, you trade your crown for a pillow. Comfort is where dreams go to die, and you're here to dominate, not dream. So when the bed feels warm, when the couch calls your name, stand up. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Resentment is a parasite. You think you're hurting them by holding onto it. No, you're draining yourself. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is freedom. Let them go. Let the memory rot. You have no time to bleed for what's already dead. The empire in your mind needs space to grow. Burn the old. Build the new. Most seek applause. You seek results. You don't need recognition. You need repetition. While they post, you train. While they boast, you become. Let them have the spotlight. You're building the entire stage. The ones who win the loudest are rarely the ones who win the longest. There will be days when your body aches, your mind screams, and your spirit flickers. Good. That's how you know you're in the right place. Growth never comes wrapped in comfort. It comes dressed as pain, doubt, exhaustion. Embrace it like an old friend, because when it visits, you're ascending. Everything you need is already inside you. You just haven't activated it yet. That fire, that focus, that unstoppable force, it's waiting. Buried beneath years of noise, fear, and distraction. Strip it all away. Get still. Get silent. And listen for the one voice that matters. Yours. Desire without discipline is delusion. Everyone wants the prize. Few are willing to endure the process. You don't chase rewards. You become the kind of man who naturally attracts them through work, through ritual, through unrelenting standard. You don't wish for power. You earn it in silence, in solitude, in sacrifice. Make peace with solitude. Most avoid being alone because when the noise stops, they hear their emptiness. But you sit in it. You breathe it in and you build from it. Solitude is your sanctuary where you sharpen your mind and still your soul. If you can walk alone, you will never walk behind. Ruthlessness isn't cruelty. It's clarity. You cut distractions. You cut excuses. You cut anything that doesn't serve your mission. This doesn't make you heartless. It makes you honest. You owe the world nothing until you become who you must. Then, and only then, do you give, not from lack, but from overflow. Now remember, This journey was never about becoming someone new. It was about remembering who you already are. You were never meant to crawl. You were never meant to beg. You were built for war, for impact, for mastery. So rise, not with noise, but with presence. This is the end of the story and the beginning of your reign. You turned off your emotions, and you took back your power. Now, go use it.